Did you know that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate? Well, I'm Angel with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and I'm here to help you if you want to go for your piece of that pie. Funny story. I've only ever knocked on like one door, and it was down the street from us.
Okay.
And the house, it was overgrown a lot. The shrubs weren't done. And so one day I built up the courage because on my walking route, and I walked up to the windows and I look in because I'm thinking nobody lives here. I've never seen a car in the driveway. I've never seen any lights on. And there's this cat. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a cat. And then there's furniture. I'm like, what? And so a few weeks later, I'm walking by and lo and behold, there is a car in the driveway. And so I call my husband. I'm like, there's somebody at that house. I think I'm going to go knock on the door. But at this point, we've looked in the backyard. There's a pool, but it's like green. It's halfway empty. There's like this, it looks like a trash can lid, like a silver trash can lid sticking up vertically in the middle of this sludgy pool.
Oh.
And the backyard furniture is seriously just strewn about. And I like try to take pictures of it through the hole in the fence. Because I'm like, oh my God, nobody can live here. Nobody can live here. So I get home and I look on Facebook. The last post was from like 6 years ago, and it's like Facebook slots. Post after post after post after post. I'm like, so I go back and I look at our what is it, the cat or whatever, find the owner, and the house was bought in like 75 or something. And then it was deeded to just the wife a year later because the husband had died because it said probate. And it just been sitting there. And so I Facebooked her, and then I went to White Pages. White Pages are crazy.
They are.
So I'm skip tracing through White Pages. I find the daughter, the aunt. And so then I'm looking at all them up on Facebook, and I'm like, she had to be in her 80s. I'm like, he died in his 70s. She's been 10 years without him. I think we're okay. But this car's there. I'm going to go knock on the door. So I go knock on the door, and this older woman, quite sprightly, opens the door, and I'm like, freaking lady that I found on Facebook. It is her. And I'm just like, because I thought she had passed away. I just assumed. She answers the door, and I'm so in shock. I'm like, hi, do you think the owner would be interested in selling this house?
Oh my gosh.
She's like, no, because I'm the owner. It's like,
wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Hey, at least you had the courage to ask, though, Some people might say, yeah, did you see a slipper sitting out here? I lost my slipper. I don't know. Have you seen my slipper? Yeah. No, at least you came through. You asked.
Yeah, well, actually, I got the backstory from neighbors a couple of houses down. That her mother is actually still alive. So the reason why she's not home during the days is because she goes and takes care of her mother during the days.
Oh, I see.
So if she's in her 80s, which the math makes me think she's in her 80s, her mother's probably in her late 90s.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And I have her address too.
Right. Now you send them a postcard and say, I want to buy your house and your daughter's.
It's like, hello, White Pages. So that should be a word to everybody. Watch yourself on the White Pages.
Oh, absolutely. So my skip tracing, before I started paying for skip tracing services, especially like when I get mailers back, right? Have you done direct mail pieces at all ever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as a wholesaler, it's kind of like your bread and butter, right? You do direct mail, you do bandit signs, whatever. Well, I'll send out direct mail and you get some back, right? Either the address is wrong or it's vacant. I've gotten it where there was no mail receptacle, so they send it back to you. And but you get them back also marked with a DEC on them, deceased. Those are the golden. Then I take that, I go to the website of the local newspaper. So here in St. Louis, I'll type in St. Louis Post-Dispatch, or if it's on the Illinois side, it's the Belleville News Democrat, and I'll type in STL bids. And it brings up the website. So if you don't know the obituary page for your local, that's fine. Just type the name of the newspaper and then obits, and it'll pull up on a Google result. And then you can do a search for that name. First, obviously, go to the assessor site, just get the first and last, and make sure you get the first and last name of the owner. And do a search for the first and last name of the owner, but make sure, because I think all these papers, I think, are using like legacy.com. Most of them are. Anyway, make sure it's like you're searching all time. like not, I think it defaults for 30 days. And so if you type in Bill Smith 30 days, then you might get 0 results. But if you do all time, you'll see Bill Smith that died 18 months ago. And now the house is ripe for probate. You know, it just went through probate or whatever, or the family is finally grieved enough that they want to sell the house. So the great thing, the reason I go to the obits is, what do you see in the obituaries?
All the family.
Exactly. A lot of times it says, oh, here's Jenny Smith that lives in Lubbock. Here's Tommy Smith that lives in Pleasant Valley. Here's Jimmy Smith that lives in Bacon. You know, whatever. Are those towns in Wichita Falls area? I'm looking at the Wichita Falls.
No.
I don't know. I'm looking at Wichita Falls. There's Bacon, Pleasant Valley. Maybe there's subdivision. A neighborhood. I plugged in Wichita Falls in RealFlow just to see for Wichita Falls, absentee owners, owned by individuals, you know, single family homes, 9,323,000 came up on the list. But then I can narrow it down to 3, show me only 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Show me anything over 1,000 square feet. Show me anything that was last sold 10 years ago or whatever. So I can narrow it down, and those would be the people I would then market, right? And send out letters to them, seeing about their house. And then I could tack on other things like absentee owners that are vacant, you know, and tag on even more, like I want out of state absentee owners of vacant properties. Oh, that's gold mine there. Anyway, yeah, so I'll do that. I'll look up the obits. I'll get the last, you know, the relatives, and then I use white pages. Type in Jimmy Smith and Bacon, and sure enough, there's 7 phone numbers and 3 addresses. But I'll mail to all addresses. I'll call all the phone numbers, and we'll nail it down. And the great thing about like people that may or may not like working with deceased relative properties is that one, you know, you got to put tools in your tool belt. One of the tools is that if there's a family with multiple siblings and there's infighting, right? And that happens. We know that happens. That's one of the ugly part of death in a family, is that sometimes the family just fights. So, but I don't necessarily mean to incite a fight, and I don't ever approach it that way. But you know, when you make an offer on a house, they let you come see the house. You want to make an offer. They're like, oh, we want to sell it for 80,000, and you're like, look, I'm offering 40,000. 3 of them may say, oh, no way, let's hold on to it till we get our 80,000. But Jimmy there in the corner is like, look, I got bills due. I'd love to get that 40,000. And he starts talking them into, hey, look, I need that money. Let's sell it for 40,000. You know, so you get that too. Sorry, I'm just all over the place tonight. Sorry about that, Angel.
It's because that's the way it goes.
It is. It's like, oh, that came to my mind. Let me talk to you about it. Oh, let me turn, you know, here's a squirrel.
Yeah, well, you get 2 talkers together. That's what happens.
Exactly.
It's all good. And I'd never really, I don't know, I think it was intimidating to me, and I don't get intimidated easily.
Yeah.
But the idea of doing something that I'm not real familiar with, like single family homes, they're super simple to me.
Sure.
Walk into them, look at them, kind of assess where things are. And since our realtor has, our management team is inside of a realtor's brokerage, it's like an all-in-one package. Well, you know, you're probably going to need to do this, and this, and this. This is probably what's going to cost. And so it's just an all-in-one kind of thing for us. And I can look at the tax value, look at what people are asking, and then I get this gut feeling of an offer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's anywhere from 20 to 35% less than what they're asking.
Sure.
And my realtor is amazing. He will offer anything. Some won't.
Right.
Some realtors won't. They're like, I'm not going to offer that. You can't offer that for that house. And Jim has never, ever said, I don't think that's a good one, Angel. And so usually my husband and I, like when I get that gut feeling offer and I put it out there to Jason, he and I kind of toss some numbers around a little bit, but it's fast. And it's something we can usually decide on in a day or 2, if that. And then within 60 days, we're sitting in title, handing keys over.
Exactly.
And so single family is really easy, and it's really comfortable for me. My husband's ready to move on to multifamily syndications on the active side. We're passive in some, but he's wanting to go active side. And
really,
it's nerve-wracking to me because there's so many dang moving parts.
Yeah.
Like we just got we got an Excel sheet back on one of our investments, and I pulled it up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what? Because every line item had its own account number. And I'm like, holy crap. So on a multifamily, you have like 40 accounts, and each account has anywhere from a couple thousand to a couple million in it. Holy night. And all I can think is like the stack of checkbooks. I realize that they probably don't really use checkbooks anymore, but in my mind, I see those big, thick business checkbooks in the big binders, and I see
Yeah.
like 40 of them lined up on a shelf with all these numbers on them. And what if you don't have just one syndication? What if you have 10 syndications? Then it's like a law library with 10 shelves full of these binders
Right.
that have the business checkbooks. And I'm just like,
Yep.
so many moving parts.
That's a good problem to have, isn't it? You got to hire an accountant, a real one, like on staff, on call all the time.
Yeah, I mean we've got an accountant we use, but she's not our accountant.
Right. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no, it's crazy stuff. But this whole, I'm so glad that we got into it.
Mhm.
And I'm glad that we got into the syndication side of things. Just like we have a mentor in syndication. He's, I would like to say he's top in the nation.
Okay. Nice.
And
I
so,
didn't know you felt so highly about me.
oh, our mentor has $1 billion in assets under management.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That is wow.
So I mean, like, we've got an amazing support system,
Yeah.
but it's a lot to me going from a single family thinking active side, big multifamily syndication. That'd be like having 200 single family homes,
Right. Yep.
and that's
That's wow. Wow.
and I realize that you wouldn't own all 200 of them, but still, it's a lot of moving parts, and it's just a lot to me. I know that we would be 100% supported. I'm not afraid of that. It's more of that, I don't know, somebody finally got me thinking the other day about how if I'm not willing to help raise money, I'm being selfish.
Sure.
And I was like, what? And I'm like, well, I'm glad you think that about me, but whatever. Because the person who told me was like, I'm fixing to say something that's going to hurt your feelings. I'm like, okay, like, you're being selfish. I'm like, okay, so that's what you think about me. But it didn't hit me for a couple of weeks. And then I finally started thinking about it, and I'm like, the other thing that about multifamily that is kind of like, is the idea that now those 200 families are my responsibility.
Right.
And making sure those 200 families have a safe environment, running water, AC, locks on the doors, working windows, locks on the windows, fire alarms, fire extinguishers close enough by that they would be able to potentially save everything they own,
Right.
And so that's just a really weighty, I think it's just a weighty way to think of it. And then, like, when my friend was like, you're being selfish, not raising money, he was saying you're being selfish because you're not wanting to help those families.
Oh.
And I was like, thanks.
Yeah, way to put it that way. Wow, that's
Yeah, because he's like, you'd be great at it. I mean, you talk to everybody.
You're right. Exactly. Oh, man.
I don't know, but I'm not going to take up your whole night. And I'm looking at the time.
It's my fault. I've pushed it back, not knowing when my son's band concert was. When.
I didn't say it was you. I only tagged you after the laughing cry face.
That's true. That is true. It's like, right, Rich Groves?
Yeah, well, I figured you'd be a good sport about it, and I only put it in one place. I didn't put it in all.
I'm absolutely good. I can give it and I can take it. So I'm all good. Don't worry, I'll be giving it to you sometime.
Oh boy.
Better watch out. No holds barred.
Oh, I did want to kind of bring up, so you've got some meetups that you do. You do virtual and you do face-to-face.
Yeah.
So your virtual, the day meetup, is it always on was it Monday? Tuesday?
It was the first Tuesday. Yeah, the first Tuesday of every month. We do a virtual real estate investment. I don't know if I should say the name of it, but it's the Hooties House Buyers Club. So I guess I am going to say it. I didn't, yeah, it's the Hootie's House Buyers Club. There's a long story. If you're ever interested in knowing why we call it that, just let me know.
The website to sign up is it's stlviplist.com, right?
Yep. And you'll get the invite. Yep. And you only have to register once, and then you'll get the reminder for all of them. And it's once a month. That one's once a month. I also do a every other Tuesday, and the next one's next Tuesday. Every other Tuesday, and that, by the way, the first one is 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And then the other one, the one I do every other Tuesday, and it actually will be next Tuesday, the 10th. I do a simulcast with Chris Monroe of the Chris Monroe Show. He broadcasts through his YouTube, Instagram. I mean, all of his social media accounts. I just broadcast through my Facebook group, the Hootie's House Buyers Club. And in case you want to sign up for that group, I got some in my eye. And it's free. There's nothing, no charge or anything. But and I do the Zoom. So if you want to be on the Zoom, you can get on the Zoom, you get the link, get on the Zoom. Otherwise, you can watch, from our Facebook group, or you can watch from Chris's social medias. Do that every other Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then I've been doing, if anybody on your listeners are from St. Louis, in the St. Louis market, I do a once a month so far until after COVID. But during this, unless we get locked down again, as long as things allow us, we do one monthly face-to-face meeting at a Hooters in the western part of St. Louis. Again, it's another, it's just a PM version of our Hootie's House Buyers Club meeting. It's in the PM. Sorry, I'm probably as red as a beet, but
why?
Just, I'm in mixed company here. I'm talking about a Hooters restaurant. Give me a break. No,
Right, Hooters was really popular in the 80s.
Hey, it's still
and in the 90s. What, they had an airline at one point, didn't they? Or they had certain planes.
I've been to the casino in Vegas. They had, I think they went under, but they had a Hooters casino in the 2000. I think it was like 2010 is when I went, and it was there. I didn't stay there. I just went in. I had to go.
I'm super confident. I know I got the goods, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh man, I'm super red now, probably even more. No, but no. I was never self-conscious about our group's name. It's just fun. It was a guy that lived south of St. Louis. It's like an hour away. He would call me every once in a while, say, "Hey man, can I come pick your brain about real estate?" And I'm like, "Sure." You want to meet at the Hooters in Keener Plaza? Two dudes, just have lunch. Sure. So he'd come up over lunchtime. We'd have lunch at Hooters, talk real estate every once in a while. It wasn't like all the time. And then finally he's like, "Hey man," once he got involved, and he's like, "We should do a meetup and let's do it at Hooters." I'm like, "Okay." So I set it up, called the Hootie's House Buyers Club, and then he bailed. Had nothing to do with it. Never shows up to my meetings or nothing. I'm like, well, dang, now I'm vested, man. I got to keep going. I can't just.
Now it's your brand.
Right. Man, I even paid for a logo. Jeez.
Oh my God, the best marketing ever. You put on one of the little Hooter outfits.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Man, that'd be awesome. It would be. We have some goofy little videos promoting the thing every once in a while.
I just think of the shiny tights.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I should put that on and put the logo on the shirt. We'd have 50,000 people there at one time.
Oh my God, you could have fun with that though.
1,000 people running away at one time. That's what we'd have.
Nah, honestly, as a female in the real estate investing space, it's a male thing. It's predominantly male. More females are getting into it.
Yeah.
But it's still.
We have gals show up at our face-to-face at the Hooters. We were doing the virtual lunch one. That's actually our original time to meet face-to-face. We were doing it at the down, and it's totally selfish because my 9 to 5 is literally like 3 blocks away from that place. So I can walk on my lunch hour to go and meet. But we would have, gals show up and never thought anything of it until one time, I'm not kidding you. Somebody got on one of my posts or something. I think I posted, because I'll post it in our group and then I'll broadcast in other places like Real Estate Investing Rocks group. I'll put it out there and then get constantly reminded that I can't have the link there in the post. I have to put it in the comments.
But we haven't removed you yet.
No, you haven't. I've been very happy and I've tried to make sure it's not in the description. It's not. I'm not doing it. Say, screw you people. I'm gonna put it where I want. No, I'm not doing it that way. I'm not doing it like that.
The reason why we say that is because if you put a link in your main post, it limits the reach. The algo limits it.
I didn't know.
So
Yeah, I think Jason explained that to me once. I was like, okay, I get it. That's fine. I didn't think you guys were trying to be jerks. I just,
especially if you link to something outside of Facebook. If
okay.
it's linking to something in Facebook,
Hmm,
it
okay.
doesn't usually mess it up too bad. But if you're linking to something outside of Facebook that's not Facebook owned, so
Right.
like to YouTube,
Yeah.
it gets less of a reach.
That's probably why we only have 20 people showing up. No, I'm joking. We only
Yeah,
have 4
right.
people showing up to our virtual. Um, but yeah, so I had one person post on one of the other St. Louis real estate groups or something, said something like, I will never do business with you ever because I won't do business with someone who goes to Hooters or something like that. And I'm like, what? Oh, what? Have you ever been to one, lady? It's not like, pasties and whatnot. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
We went to a it was a goodbye Lambo party. Somebody
Hmm.
was leaving the country, selling their Lamborghini.
Oh,
So there was a big fancy car. Jason and I have a Rubicon. That's like the nicest vehicle we have. So we
yeah.
go to the Lambo party in our Jeep. And it's at this place called Tight Ends.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
Never,
don't know if you know what
never
Tight
had one.
Ends is.
No, but is it like the
So
opposite
it's
sex version of
lingerie.
Hooters?
It's like they wear lingerie and not the little
Oh,
Hooter outfit.
okay.
It wasn't that racy.
No,
It
right.
wasn't that racy. But
We used to have a place like that in St. Louis too, but I can't remember if they're in business
we
doing
went to
that.
that party and there were girls there,
Yeah. Howdy.
other than the waitresses and the
Yeah.
wait staff.
It's like I hope. No. I mean, no, hey, each their own, but anyway, sorry.
I wouldn't think of that as being something that means like you're some massive objectifier or something. I mean, it's a place.
Oh, and
And
it caught me so off guard, and at times I can be smart. I'll call it Alec, smart Alecky, witty. So my initial response when I read that was like, then why does your husband keep coming to the meetings? But I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I didn't immediately. I thought it, but I didn't type it. Didn't say it. Then something like, then tell your husband to stop coming to the meetings. Oh, but I didn't. I'm
I
like,
have
wow.
to delete so much stuff. Like one time, a friend of mine was putting up his, was it a 506c? I don't remember exactly, but I think it was a 506c, talking about the returns, blah, 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 blah. And somebody comments, sure, I'm glad I had my boots on. And I'm like, why? Because you walking? Delete it. I was like, oh my God, I can't put that on there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You have to type it, walk away for a minute, come back, read it again. If it makes sense, send it. If not, delete it. That's the hardest.
People say things without thinking.
True.
And that goes on both sides. I mean, somebody could listen to this and be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that she's okay with that kind of an establishment.
Right. And I can't believe she had that guy on that does the Hooters meetings. Jeez. I am such a goofball. Sorry, Angel.
You're pretty knowledgeable about the wholesaling thing, and I think you're probably doing okay financially. So, since I tend to surround myself with the kind of people that I want to end up like,
right? I mean, it is. I mentioned earlier that I only did one political post this cycle, and during the midterms, I think it was the midterms, I actually did blast quite a few political posts out there, and somebody posted, I can't believe you're in business. Business people don't make political posts and whatever. And my remark was, you know what? I've got a good service. If you don't want to do business because of my beliefs, then I don't want to do business with you either. But I'm going to establish what I'm passionate about. I'm going to post it. Then I got to thinking, I was like, why waste my time? Mine was more like, I'm posting this because as a small business owner, I don't want to be freaking taxed out the Yahoo because I busted my tail. And now I got this huge tax. So I was putting it, and I think I commented one time, maybe twice on the thread when I was specifically tagged in that. So, and then I got to thinking, the whole reason I didn't do anything this time was because I need my time for other things, right? And a 1 minute Facebook post here and there takes away from a 30-minute phone call. I could be talking to a motivated seller. So that's why I was like, you know what, that's why I didn't do it this year, really.
You're not going to change anybody's mind.
No, and wish I could, and if I probably could, yeah, but no, you're right. No, if I thought it was, boy, by calling that guy a jackass for not thinking how I think, that made me turn the mind of one other person. Whew. But no, that's not happening. You're right. But I was just thinking it's just a waste of time to keep going back and forth when I'm 48 years old. This guy's 47 years old. Neither one of us, we're stuck in our ways. So no, why? What's it gonna do? It's nobody. Yeah. So I stopped after like 2 comments. I'm like, wait, Rich, stop. Remember, this is why you didn't make any posts this year either. You've got way too much going on to be stuck on Facebook back and forth, being a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Sometimes it's really cool to like type it up and then delete it before you send it or anything. Because it makes you feel like you said it. You're like, yeah.
Therapeutic. It is. It's therapeutic. It's
kind of like journaling, but you don't actually have to remember to do it every day.
That's right. Oh, that's so true. Oh man, so true.
Try journaling in little spurts every, I don't know, 6 or 8 months, and it lasts a couple weeks, and then it's done.
Right. It's always my New Year's resolution to do more journaling. And by January 8th, I forgot what a journal was. Sure. I forgot that I never bought my journal.
I'm like looking at my journal over here, and I'm like, oh, I should start journaling again.
You should. You should. There was, I read, I know this has nothing to do with real estate investing, but Matthew McConaughey did an interview the other day. I think he came out with a book, something about his journal.
Bigger Pockets, I think.
Is it? And it's like he journaled his success, right? Or from his beginnings all the way through. He would write in his journal, and now he made it a book. I'm like, man, you're brilliant. But that's, I mean, think about that. Maybe we should start. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, oh yeah, all right, that's a good one.
Hopefully he doesn't come after me on that. I'm just joking.
I know, right? I wish, if we get a call from Matthew McConaughey, our reach is pretty darn good. It's like, wow, Matthew, I'll take that. That would be a good problem to have. Rich, Matthew McConaughey's office is on the line. Okay, send him through.
No, actually, honey, it's just his lawyer.
Right, yeah, true. Yeah. Dang it, I thought I was going to talk to you. Dang it. Oh man, wasn't his breakout role was in Dazed and Confused, right? Yeah.
I think so.
It was. Yep. The one line I remember about that is the creepiest line I think I've ever heard in a movie. When he said,
the high school girls stay the same age, even though I'm.
Yes, that's the one thing I like about them high school girls. I keep getting older, they stay the same age. Like, oh. And we all knew somebody like that from our school that was a couple years older than us, and they kept showing up to events.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Bradley? Not that anybody was named Bradley. I'm just made that name up to protect the innocent.
Well, like I said before, like 20 minutes ago, I'm not going to keep you here all night.
Yeah, no, I can be kept here all night too. If I've got an audience, I'll be here. No, the only way you're getting me off is by hitting that hang up button or click end. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
Fun stuff. No, this was awesome. Like I said, it's really free form.
Yeah. This is great. How'd I do? No. How'd I rate?
You want me to stop
Everybody give me a thumbs up.
We go that.
Everybody give me a thumbs up. I'm going to campaign for thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share. Send it back over to me if you don't care. But
super fun. I'm gonna sign off.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to everything we had to say. Rich, thanks for coming on. It's been awesome. We've talked about a million different things.
Yeah.
So there should be just like gold nuggets and diamonds dropped all over the place. So
maybe some other things dropped there too. So watch your step.
And with that, I will see you next time. Y'all have a great day and a great weekend, a great evening, whatever it is for the time of the week that you're listening. Just have a great time. And I hope you enjoy investing in real estate. So bye, guys.
Thanks.